You have to make him co-host, Prabhu. We had extra security measures now, Murli Gopal Prabhu, after an incident.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Sounds very disruptive somehow.
Yeah. Thank you, Damodar Priya. You're a co-host now, Murli Gopal.
Okay. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So, Srimad Bhagavatam 12:13. Sahabalak Shrav Avatamsa Vilasaha Sanusukshiti Britovraja Devyaha Harshayan Yarhi Venu Ravena Jata Harsha Uparambati Vishvam Maharati Krimana Sankita Cheta Mandam Anugarjati Mekaha Sukritam Abhyavarshat Sumanovish Chayaya Chavidadat Pratapatram. Translation. O goddesses of Raja, when Krishna is enjoying himself with Balaram on the mountain slopes, playfully wearing a flower garland on the top of his head, he gladdens all with the resonant vibrations of his flute. Thus, he delights the entire world. At that time, the nearby cloud, afraid of offending a great personality, thunders very gently in accompaniment. The cloud showers flowers onto his dear friend Krishna and shades him from the sun like an umbrella. Then text 14 and 15, translation. O pious mother Yashoda, your son, who is expert in all the arts of herding cows, has invented many new styles of flute playing. When he takes his flute to his bimba red lips and sends forth the tones of the harmonic scale in variegated melodies, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, and other chief demigods become confused upon hearing the sound. Although they are most learned authorities, they cannot ascertain the essence of that music, and thus they bow down their heads and hearts. Purport. The words Tava Sutah Sati, your beloved son, O chaste lady, clearly indicate that at this point, Mother Yashoda is among the young gopis, as they earnestly describe Lord Krishna's glories. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, among the demigods led by Shakra, Lord Indra, were Upendra, Agni, and Yamaraj. Among those led by Sharva, Lord Shiva, were Katyayani, Skanda, and Ganesh. And among those led by Parameshti, Lord Brahma, were the four Kumaras and Narada. Thus, the best collective intelligence in the universe could not definitely analyze the enchanting musical arrangements of the Supreme Lord. Om Jnanatimidandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Deham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamaram Guru Vaishnavamscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura. Yeah. So today we are hearing about the gopis describing Krishna's pastimes. We're hearing about how they have how they're seeing in their mind's eye Krishna here doing wonderful things like being on top of a mountain slope and playing with his brother Balaram. Especially they're talking about the vibrations of his flute and the clouds, just bringing showers of flowers onto their friend. And in the second one, they're talking about this wonderful vision of Krishna herding cows and inventing flute playing in ways that are mesmerizing even the greatest intelligence of the universe. So it is interesting to see how the gopis are absorbing themselves, how they're engrossing their consciousness in Krishna. And this is important for us. We want to be able to engross ourselves in Krishna, but we go like, it's so hard. It's so hard to engross ourselves in the thoughts of Krishna, because there's so many other things. How is it ever possible? Especially in this age of fast-paced information, where we're having cell phones and tablets and whatever you have, our attention span has become very limited. I think that a YouTube video generally, or something, it has to be like between 5 and 10 minutes, or if it's like 15 minutes, it's already like pushing it. And anything later is basically forget it. You lost your audience. And this is not only for like the new generations that go, oh yeah, no, it's just like, it's a collective thing for all of us. I was hearing from a friend who is in the university, that basically he was talking to a professor, a very old professor, and he said these students of today, they it's difficult to have them in class. They're it's not that they're any dumber than the previous generations. It's just that it's their concentration is just so limited. And this is happening for all of us. So we go like, how is it possible that for us to be able to concentrate on Krishna, when we have so many distractions in our life? Even right now, we can actually see that we still have the ability to absorb ourselves, to maintain attention for a long time, but we're just doing it in ways that we're not conscious of generally. For example, being in a work can be very absorbing. Oh yeah, sure. At work I'm very focused. Yeah, right. But I remember that when I first came to this country to study, my desire was to become a scientist, and to basically work somewhere in for the government, in some lab underground or something like that, working in special projects like Area 51, or something where especially I was thinking I want to work in the time machine. It's some technology like that, where if somebody tells me, oh, what are you working on, I would have to say like, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you, because I would have to kill you afterwards. So for me to be so absorbed in that I would go like, oh, is it already Friday? Just that was the desire, to be absorbed like that. And some people they do, if when they go deep into them, they become like yogis. They become absolutely like yogis, focused so much that they lose perception of time. Then there's also the whole entertainment industry. The gopis here are talking about Krishna playing flute and all that. Have you guys ever been in these how do you call it, flash mobs? I haven't either, but you can see in the videos where where the, somebody just starts singing or playing an instrument like that, people generally are like, oh, maybe there's something like that. But as more people join in and music plays and maybe like there might be dancers or whatever, a whole crowd comes by and they start hearing, and they become so engrossed in this that they attract other people to this performance. It just becomes a magnet. So many people are coming in, and for the entire duration of the piece, the only thing that they can think of is this thing. They may have been going somewhere and doing something in their lives, and they stop that to watch this. That's how absorbing this is. The entertainment industry is all about immersive experiences, right? How can I put on the newest I don't know, Oculus, is it? Yeah, all of these different headsets like that, so that I can have an immersive experience, so that I can forget about the external world and just focus on that world that they want me to think of. So we very much know what it is that is and becoming absorbed. What happens when we read a book that is like really, really good? Well, who reads anymore these days? Anyway, it's so immersive that hours and hours could pass by without going. One of the things that I love about dancing or about playing instruments is that you can spend so much time just practicing. Oh, great, Pink Yogi, you read. That's good. One among the few nowadays. But yeah, it's just being able to absorb ourselves is possible. The thing is, what are we absorbing ourselves in at this moment? We're absorbing ourselves in all of these things, and the problem with us is that we have not yet developed love for Krishna, right? For example, when we have real love for somebody might go like, hey, snap out of it, like you're daydreaming again. When a parent is next to their child, what happens there? The parent can completely forget about, when they have a newborn child, is everything is just about that child, right? Recently, I was hearing this class by Radhan Maharaj on Janmashtami, and it was in 2018, and I believe it was in Chowpatty, and it was such an immersive experience. He was speaking about these little details that are found in Gopal Champu about Krishna, and it was amazing hearing these little details about this, where there it talks about how the 6 sons of Yashoda, previous to Krishna and Balaram, how they came to be. According to different Puranas, it seems that we hear that this evil-minded Kamsa, who was keeping Krishna's father and mother, Devaki and Vasudev, in prison. He killed these children upon their birth, in a most cruel way. But who are these 6 sons? Well, it's actually said that they're the sons of Marichi, who is a great sage. And these, but then what happened to them? Like how did they get to this point like that? Well, these 6 sons, because they came from this great sage, they were very powerful and influential in the universe. And the problem with that is that what happens to us when we sometimes get a little too much of recognition, a little too much of power, it goes to our heads immediately, and we start making offenses. And that's exactly what happened to them. They made an offense to none other than Lord Brahma, who is the secondary creator of this universe, who is basically the grandfather of all of us, right? He is the head of our sampradaya, in fact, and they made a great offense to him, and so they were cursed. They were cursed to come down to the earth as demons. And so they did. And they came as the sons of Kalaneni. And they had to live out their lives with this. And then in the next birth, they became a little bit higher up in the hierarchy. Again, it's all about how you go through your karma. They became the sons of Hiranyakashipu, who is as we all know, he was killed by Lord Nrsingadev. Now, it's interesting. They started performing all of these austerities in order to be able to gain great power, just like their father. And just like their father, they got the darshan of Lord Brahma. And what did they ask? Well, because they were sons of demon, they asked again for power, for invincibility against enemies. So generally, a father is very, very happy and very proud when their children do something great. And oh my gosh, would speak of this incredible feat of being able to have somebody, one of your children, perform austerities to such a degree that they'll call upon the demigods and get great power, just like he did. But Hiranyakashipu was such a great demon. He was such an incredible, person that is just so envious that even to his sons, he just started blasting them. He just started blasting them, saying like, "What are you doing? How could you do this? You went and did austerities and got benedictions without my permission. Who has given you permission to do this?" Because generally, when somebody competes in something that we're not that we're not very good at, we don't care about that much, right? So for example, if I'm a pujari and somebody is praised for how great a cook they are, I might go like, oh well, Haribol, right? But if I'm a pujari and somebody dresses Krishna and everybody is just like, oh wow, what a beautiful, like that, I might go like, oh yeah, that's nice, but look at that is not so good over there, and that is not so great over there, right? Generally, if I'm a kirtaniya, and somebody says, oh, this person is a great manager, temple manager. Oh, okay, great. But if somebody says, oh, that person is a great kirtaniya, well, no, their voice is not so nice. It's like raspy and they do that melody all the time or something like that. I don't know. That it's when it hits home. It's when it challenges our position where we have been in a place that it's really hard for us to swallow that. And so these sons of Hiranyakashipu, the brothers of Prahlad Maharaj, actually, they were just thinking, why is he so upset at us, like that? And it's because they were challenging the position of Hiranyakashipu. He had done the same thing. So, he wanted to be undefeated. Like nobody can do this thing. And they were coming close to him. They did not ask such lofty things as Hiranyakashipu did, but they basically got to the darshan of Brahma to do whatever, to ask for whatever he wanted. And so Hiranyakashipu just became outraged, and he cursed them. He cursed them in your past life, because now Hiranyakashipu had all the mystic powers, right? He knew past, present, and future, like all the sages do. And he said, in your past life, you were sons of Kalanemi. So I curse you that in your next life, you will be killed by a Kalanemi. So and he also cursed them to spend the rest of their lives and a long time in Patala Loka, which is one of the lower planetary systems. So that's what they did. They spent the rest of their lives there in Patala Loka. You can see where probably the fate of Prahlad Maharaj might have been if Hiranyakashipu was not killed. So they were sent to Patala Loka, and in their next life, they took birth as the sons of Devaki. Now, when in the next in that life, Kalanemi took his birth as Kamsa, and so the curse was that Kamsa would kill them, and that's how that curse got fulfilled. In fact, Narada Muni, when he first came to well, let me back up a little bit. So after Kamsa had imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva, telling them, I'm going to imprison you here. Actually, no. At the beginning, let me back up a little bit more, because it's a little bit of a long story. So Devaki and Vasudeva, it's their marriage day. Kamsa comes in and says, "Hey, I'm so glad that you, my cousin sister, is getting married. I'm going to take you in this brand new chariot. I fully decked out. It was like the limousine of chariots at that time, right? With all the greatest opulence. So, and he said, and I'm going to be your chauffeur. I'm going to be your chariot driver." So it's like, oh wow, like Kam says, imagine like that. Somebody says like, I got you this brand new limousine, and I'm going to be your chauffeur. That's a on your wedding day. That's a very nice gesture. So that's what Kamsa was doing. So Devaki, his cousin sister, and her husband Vasudeva, on their wedding day, they got in the chariot, and Kamsa was going around, and everybody was cheering and seeing the great opulence of that chariot. And suddenly the voice from the sky comes and says, "Kamsa, you fool! The eighth child of your cousin sister is going to be your death of you." And immediately he got, being a demon, obviously, he got so enraged and he got so afraid. So here's the thing, this is Kamsa. This is somebody who has incredible power, who has incredible ability to subdue his enemies. He subdued such great enemies as Aghasura, as Pralambasura, as Keshi demon. So many, all of these demons that we hear that came to with mystic powers. Great mystic yogis with great mystic powers that came to Gokul and Vrindavan to kill Krishna. They were all subdued by Kamsa, and then they started working for Kamsa. So here is a very powerful person, incredibly powerful, suddenly becomes afraid of his life and now wants to kill his cousin sister. How is it that person that is so powerful could fear so much? Well, that is because our existence is the scriptures say it's like a drop on the leaf of a lotus. The leaf of a lotus is very, very soft, very waxy, and so a droplet is there, but it's in a very unstable position, right? In any point, any perturbance to its equilibrium state will bring it down in some way. Sorry, this is my physics coming out. It will just serve it, and immediately it will go like that. So our position is like that. At any moment, it can go out. It doesn't matter where we are, who we are, what we're doing. Our position is never stable, and we and when we recognize that, we become very fearful. We become very fearful. And Prabhupada, that is one thing that he was saying, that this world is a place of fear. Some of the Prabhupada's disciples once asked him, Prabhupada, what does it feel like to be self-realized? And Prabhupada said, fearlessness. So there is this just great relief when devotees come into Krishna consciousness. When we actually have a shelter, when we have the shelter of Krishna, because then nothing perturbs us. Yes, that drop, that our position in life can go somewhere, anywhere, right? We're not going to God asking him like, oh God, please, make my material life perfect. Because we see from Srimad Bhagavatam, devotees' lives are not really that materially perfect. The Pandavas, they had such incredible obstacles in their lives, and every time it was just like, oh, and now this, and now that, and now that. It's like, and they're very great devotees of Krishna. So it's not that when we come to Krishna consciousness, things will come out right. We'll still have our problems. We'll still have things, but now we have shelter. Now we have something that will give us that fearlessness. And as we come more and more in contact with Krishna, as we become more absorbed in Krishna, then this fear of material life starts disappearing. We begin to understand by experience. We may not have the direct darshan of Krishna yet, but devotees start seeing Krishna so much in their lives that they begin to understand that, what, Krishna's there for me in whatever situation I'm in. And that brings a fearlessness that at the point of death, devotees are completely fearless. It is said that when George Harrison was about to die, people were amazed, all the people that knew him, that he was completely fearless. He said, like, I know where I'm going. I have no fear. So this is the mercy of Prabhupada, really. That for George Harrison and for all of us, we finally have a good shelter, a real shelter, unfailing to us. Krishna is Ajita, he's unconquerable. And we know then that if we place our love, our trust in him, if we really go through the process of bhakti, we begin to see how in our lives this fear of material existence that Kamsa was feeling at that point starts dissolving. And so, okay, go back to Kamsa. So Kamsa has his cousin sister by the hair, and he is pulling her back, and has drawn his sword, and he's about to kill her. And Vasudeva is just thinking of he's a great statesman, so he's trying to find out all persuasive ways of like getting to stop, either by philosophy, through karma, reason, whatever it goes. And he's just not listening to it. He is not having it at all. So he at the end, he's just like, okay, in a desperation, just, okay, listen, don't kill her. Your problem is with her 8th child. I'll bring you her 8th child. In fact, I'll bring you all the children we have until then, and then you can do with them whatever you want. But just don't do anything to her. It's she's your cousin sister. This is her day, the day of her marriage. Everybody's looking at you. Please, just have some pity. So somehow or other he went, because of the fact that Vasudeva was always truthful. And this is a lesson for us as well. He was so truthful always throughout his life that, when he had to use it, Kamsa just had to believe him. He just had to believe him and say, like, yeah, I believe that you will do this. So, okay, fine. Go home, and when your children arrive, then bring them to me. That he had that much integrity. And in fact, that's what happened. When the first child came, he was just, okay, now we've made this we've made this promise to Kamsa. We have to keep it. So they brought him, and Kamsa was just so taken aback that, oh my God, like somebody actually followed it, through with their word. He said, it's okay, Kamsa. I'm sorry, it's okay, Vasudeva. I'm only worried about your 8th child, not your other children. Just go home, be a good father, enjoy life, whatever. Those are my words. And Vasudeva, went, but he just knew that is something that he won't be able to keep his word. Somebody would, it says that, and this was something that just resonated with me later on in the Krishna book. Prabhupada says that a person with uncontrolled senses cannot be trusted. So Vasudeva, he knew Kamsa has uncontrolled senses. He cannot be trusted. And that's what happened. Narada Muni comes into the scene. And Narada Muni always has such an interesting role in all of these things, because he likes to mix things up. He likes to make things dramatic. And Krishna, he knows Krishna's plan. Krishna's in his heart. In fact, Narada Muni is in our Guru Parampara. He's the spiritual master of Vyasadeva, who is Trikalagya. He knows past, present, and future. So he knew that what Krishna's plan is, and he knew that he knew about the 6 sons of Kalanemi, of Marichi, of Hiranyakashipu. So he knew that they had to be killed and all that, and he wanted to also accelerate the passage of the passage of time, so that Krishna would advance himself faster. So he went up to Kamsa and said, Kamsa, I was just in this assembly of the demigods, and I overheard them speaking about you. Oh, really? What did they say? Yeah, the demigods are against you. They're all against you. They are advancing themselves as members of the Yadu family. Let me tell you something. In a previous birth, you were Kalanemi, and Vishnu killed you. And in this birth, Vishnu is going to come and kill you again. And they are wanting to assist you. So, yeah, just have that information. Oh, and the fact that just think about this: in a circle, if you have a circle of 8 objects, how do you know which one is first and which one is 8th? Bye. And so Kamsa got the hint. I have to kill all of the children of Devaki and Vasudeva. So he got Devaki and Vasudeva, he imprisoned them, and right in front of their eyes, he smashed the newborn baby against the rock. It was such heartbreak for the parents. It was so graphic. It was so traumatic, and yet Vasudeva and Devaki, they were so absorbed in Krishna, in their service, that they knew that we have to do the service and we have to continue, even though it was so hard seeing this in front of their eyes. He had to just, okay, fine, we're going to continue our service, and up to the point of having Krishna in their lives like that. So we really want to be able to absorb ourselves in Krishna's pastimes, in Krishna's in Krishna's japa, in Krishna's kirtan, so that we can go through life and our service through whatever circumstances happen, like Vasudeva and Devaki did. One of the things that helps, and is good association. When we're in good association, things just start flowing. This past weekend, I was in a japa retreat here in Houston, and it was wonderful. I really needed a spiritual recharge, and I said, this is what is needed. And after that retreat of just trying to absorb myself, we were all just trying to absorb ourselves in Krishna's holy name. It worked. The japa for all of us has over these days has just become so much better, because in the association of the devotees, doing these powerful, these very focused activities, it helps us and it carries us throughout our days, our weeks and years. So association of devotees is not just Haribol, let's socialize, right? It's association of devotees is really taking shelter of Krishna, learning to okay, what is this? Can we do something devotional together? Can we absorb ourselves together in Krishna somehow? including, so it could be as simple as, tell me about your latest realizations. We can ask devotees, tell me what your latest realizations, and that will help us. It will guide us, to become better, because they might say like, oh, I've been reading, this thing is like, oh, I don't read that much Prabhupada's books. Maybe I should start, reading more so that I can have these realizations. Or, I went to this kirtan retreat and it was like, oh, I should also go to kirtan retreats to have this immersive experience. That so it's 6:58. Sorry, I've really gone a lot, but maybe people will have viewers will have some comments, questions, or really nice jokes.
Murli Gopal, Prabhu, wonderful class. Thank you. Would anyone like to ask a question? If not, I have a question. 1, 2, 3. Here's my question, Murli Gopal Prabhu. So you said you went on a japa retreat. Why does our longing for Krishna run out to the point that it has to be recharged? Isn't it what the soul has been longing for so many lifetimes? How come we have to, it kind of, our interest for Krishna sometimes runs out? How is that?
Because of our coverings. Our coverings are very thick. We remove them. We start removing them by chanting Krishna's holy names. Not by ourselves, but Krishna starts removing them. But remember also that we are submerged in a very unfavorable, un-Krishna conscious environment. And so, yes, you start getting clean like that, but you keep going through very difficult, very muddy, very materialistic environment. And so, we start getting covered again. So we have to keep washing out this, so that we can become cleaner and cleaner and cleaner in our hearts. Just go outside, of the Bhakti Center, and you will understand immediately, what it means. It's the more we do it, the more constant that we can have it. Then it's these coverings, they just start going away to the point where the real longing of the soul just takes over, and then there is no going back. We can be in whatever environment. That's what Prabhupada was. He was a lotus flower in the middle of New York City's muddy environment, untouched.
Thank you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. I want to become like Prabhupada, like untouched lotus.
Yeah, we have to grab onto his lotus feet.
Yeah,
To be
we.
able to do it.
I liked how you said we. It's not us and Prabhupada, us and Krishna. It's the devotees. It's our service. It's everything. It's not just us and Krishna. It's always we. I think we should abolish the word I in ISKCON. What do you think?
The bhakti is not a mechanical process. It's not that, because I chanted X amount of rounds, I will get, this result. In fact, that was one of the things that I was noticing. It's like, oh, I really need to make the quality of my japa better. But it's, and at the end is really Krishna who will do the removing of the coverings. What I'm doing with my japa, with my kirtan, like that, is just learning to cry help for Krishna. Learning to really say like, this is what I want, Krishna, and he will help with everything else.
Yeah. Thank you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. Who am I? Krishna Daya says, that's the only way in which we can use the word I to question our existence. Who am I? Can we answer that? Can you answer that? Who is Krishna Daya? Murli Gopal Prabhu. Who is he?
Who is?
Who am I? Krishna Daya is asking in the chat.
Who am I?
Yeah, tell us who Krishna Daya is.
No, so sorry, Prabhu. When Prabhu said that we should abolish the word I, that is good. I mean, but I just was making a joke with him. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Krishna Daya. You are servant of the servant of the servant of Srila Prabhupada, million times removed. And that's what we all aspire to be. Jeffrey Ekler Prabhu, would you like to say anything?
Hare Krishna, good morning. Apologize for being late this morning. I agree, we should abolish the word I. It just gets us in trouble.
And
True.
I guess then we'll be a they.
Yeah. Our pronoun is they. Yeah. See, we're trending. We're in line with all the trends.
Yeah, we just have to switch our pronouns to they and we. Mostly we.
Yeah, we. I like it. Nice. Okay. Would anyone would like to ask a question? Where is Adi and his revolutionary friends? It's impossible to, it's so hard. Adi Purusha Prabhu and his phone. He needs a secretary. Would anyone like to become Adi Purusha Prabhu's secretary?
I don't think anybody can withstand Adipurusha Prabhu's schedule.
Yeah. He's a devotional service machine.
He is completely absorbed.
Yeah, 24 hours.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, to not imitate that. To not imitate. Okay. All right, I guess no darshan for us today, so let's all bring the image of Radha Mulidhar and Gaurachandra in our heart and worship them nicely, offer whatever we have to go throughout this day to them. We're doing everything as a service to the Lord. Thank you, Murli Gopal Prabhu. Wonderful class. Wonderful Q&A. Thank you, Jeffrey Ekler Prabhu, for co-hosting. Amrita Kishori Didi. I love you. Thanks, everyone, for participating. Have a wonderful Saturday. Give it to Krishna. And guess what? Come again tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam never ends. I'm sorry, I might sound creepy because I'm at work. I have to keep my voice down. But share the file. Jeffrey Ekler, share the file. Yeah, there they are. Beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. I'm saving the file. Beautiful backdrop. Wow. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Murli Gopal Prabhu ki